What is up today, my friend? Today, if you're listening as it's launched, today is my birthday. That's right. April 25th, the day that I was born. And today's a big one. It's a milestone because I am turning 40. And I thought on this on this milestone day for this episode of the Juggle is Real podcast, I thought that I would share what I am welcoming into this new chapter, this new decade of my journey, and what I am leaving behind, what I am removing and releasing. And so I've got three things that I am open to for my 40s, and then three things that I'm kicking to the curb. So if that sounds good to you, if you want to hear these lessons and these learnings, let's just dive right in.
Hey, I'm Andryanna, and this is the Juggle is Real podcast. As I share my ongoing journey from experiencing burnout to leading a more mindful and intentional life with better balance, I hope you feel seen, that you realize your worth, lighten your load, and prioritize your own needs. As we hear from leading experts and well-known faces in the wellness, entrepreneurship, education, and motherhood space, I hope you gain insights, proven practices, and learn actionable tools to help you enjoy the juggle of work, family, and everything in between with a little less stress and a lot more ease, joy, and fun. Most of all, I hope you find what you need to simplify, streamline, and supercharge your own journey of better balance and self-love. Are you with me? Let's get started.
Before we get into today's episode, may I remind you that Mother's Day is coming, and I have just the thing that you and all the busy women in your life need. It's the Juggle is Real Authentic Self-Care Planner, your solution to reclaiming me time amidst life's chaos. Join countless others in prioritizing your well-being with this comprehensive planner. Make every day count with 30-day plans to prioritize self-love and purpose within 5 pillars. Complete with daily self-care commitments, intentional goal setting, and gratitude prompts, you'll reclaim control over your life with more joy and fun amidst the chaos. It's the ultimate tool to gain more ease, lose the stress, and tap into genuine self-care to support you through it all. And honestly, it's the perfect idea for Mother's Day. I invite you to pick it up for yourself and gift this planner to all the busy women in your life because you all deserve this level of care for yourselves. Don't wait, order now on Amazon and start making every day a win. You are so worthy of the care you invest in yourself, and your friends are too. The juggle is real, but so is the peace that comes from prioritizing self-care, allowing you to tackle life's challenges with grace and energy. The Juggle is Real Authentic Self-Care Planner is available on Amazon now, and there is a link in the notes for this podcast episode. Pick it up today. Now let's get back to the show. So first of all, thank you so much for tuning in, for listening. And I will say to begin that birthdays for me have changed in that the way I view them is completely different from previous years and prior versions of myself. So I will say that I'm so grateful to be turning 40. I am so happy for this milestone and to be here and now in this place where I am. But the whole birthday thing, I'm not needing that validation. And you might say, well, yeah, but you got a whole podcast episode dedicated to your birthday. But what I'm trying to do here is to shed some light on some of the things that I've learned that might be helpful for you, things that I've studied, things that I've maybe had to learn the hard way, with the hope that maybe you gain a little nugget or a little piece or some of the things that I'm going to be reading. And maybe that's going to sit with you, and maybe it's going to really resonate, and maybe it's going to help you either welcome or remove something in your life today. So why don't we begin? I'm actually, obviously, I'm not recording this live. So as I'm recording, it's not actually my birthday today. So I'm actually gearing up because on my birthday, I will be in Toronto for the Academy in the City event. It is a 2-day event that is hosted by the Atelier and Jillian Harris. I mean, people that I admire, people that I adore, people that I look up to, and an experience that I am very much looking forward to. So it's going to kick off with a gala event. So I'm going to be getting all dressed up and I'm excited for that. And then there is a full conference day of incredible and amazing speakers. I cannot wait to learn. I cannot wait to get all of that incredible information and bring it all back because I'm gonna share on the podcast what I learned from the Academy in the City event with Jillian Harris. Hopefully, I have some fun stories to tell. Hopefully, I have some interesting anecdotes, and I know that I'm going to have some incredible takeaways that I will want to share with you. So definitely stay tuned for that, and I'll probably share some photos, some videos, some insider stuff from the event. So if you want to tune in live and follow along, you can do that on Instagram. That's probably where I'm going to be sharing to my stories. And you can find me at Andryanna G. That's ANDRYANNAG. But I'm definitely gonna have to dedicate an episode at least to what I learned at that event. So stay tuned for that. But for my 40th birthday, I was really, trying to turn inward and trying to think of at this time because we've done some celebrating already, and I'm so grateful to my husband and my family and some of my closest friends for really just showering me with so much love even though I don't feel that my birthday, I don't feel that I need it because I feel that I'm just, really bursting with all the love that I feel on a daily basis. But to celebrate is always fun, and to get together with people that you love, who love you, is so incredible as well. So I've sort of been thinking about this milestone for a little while now, and I've been thinking of like, what do I want to invite into this new decade, and what do I want to just say goodbye to and just leave and you know release with love, we'll say. So I've got three things that I'm inviting and welcoming, and three things that I'm getting rid of and not giving energy to. So let's start with the invites. Let's start with what I'm really wanting more for as I enter my 40s, which, as my mom says, has been her favorite decade so far. So I'm really looking forward to it. So the first thing that I'm going to say is I am inviting just love, 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 love. And further than just love in general, I am inviting more self-love and self-worth. And so I've been kind of digging deep on those topics, and I've been doing some studying and reading some books. And if you're really looking for more on self-worth, there is a book that has been released recently by Jamie Kern Lima. She is the founder of the cosmetics brand It Cosmetics, which of course was like $1 billion sale to L'Oreal. She's an incredibly successful businesswoman and philanthropist, and she's doing incredible things. Her book is called Worthy, and so if you want to check that out, there's a lot of really great tidbits and lessons and learnings that she shares. If that's something that you want to invite in your life as well. But when I look to inviting more self-love, it truly does start with that awareness that I am worthy as I am, without anything, doing anything, no productivity, no output. We are all inherently worthy as we are. Like, we were born worthy. As babies, we were as worthy as we were then, as we are now, as we will be in our final days. And just sitting with that and understanding that on a deeper level has been really kind of cool for me, because I think a lot of times when we have perfectionistic tendencies, when we have been overachievers, when we're trying to heal ourselves from hustle and grind and burnout mentality, it can be difficult to sit back and feel worthy, even if we're not actually doing or achieving or being told and validated for our worth. To be able to just sit with ourselves, for me anyway, it has been a challenge, and it's something that I totally, totally am inviting into my 40s. And so I want to read something because reading the book, The Seat of the Soul, and studying it for the past 6 months has really been such a beautiful way to enter into this new decade, because this book written by Gary Zukov, like a long, long time ago, like maybe 30 years ago, 35, like I was just a baby. He's writing this book, but the lessons and what he writes in this book is so deep. I've really been trying to embody these learnings. So I'm going to read to you from a chapter called Intention. And I know that I've been sharing little tidbits and snippets in other podcast episodes, but this one I just want to share because it really just landed with me. So this is from the chapter on intention, and it says the human emotional spectrum can be broken down into two basic elements: love and fear. Anger, resentment, and vengeance are expressions of fear, as are guilt, regret, embarrassment, shame, and sorrow. These are lower frequency currents of energy. They produce feelings of depletion, weakness, inability to cope, and exhaustion. The highest frequency current, the highest energy current is love. It produces buoyancy, radiance, lightness, and joy. Your intentions create the reality that you experience. Until you become aware of this, it happens unconsciously. Therefore, be mindful of what you project. This is the first step towards authentic power, which is truly what the book is all about. Now, as I say this, as I talk about welcoming more love, more self-love, just in general, it really does start with that intention of inviting it and wanting to create love, be buoyancy, be light, be joy. So stay tuned, because I'm sure that these themes are going to tie in with future episodes of The Juggle is Real. So the first thing that I'm welcoming more of is love into my 40s. The second is kind of like maybe counterintuitive to that. Maybe it's the opposite. But the second thing that I'm okay with and I'm inviting is just honestly being okay with being disliked. I'm going to be okay with that. And again, people pleasing tendencies, having a difficult time with saying no. Many of us can relate to this. Often dimming my light in the past, worried about what other people were going to think, worried about being disliked, not doing things, holding myself back for fear, right? The opposite energy of love, for fear of being disliked. And so what I am okay with as I enter this new chapter is it's okay. I mean, not everyone has to like me. Not everyone has to be okay with what I do. Not everyone has to be on board with my decisions, the things that I'm choosing to do with my life. And honestly, I'm going to sit with that, and I'm going to be okay with it, because I'm welcoming the love, the buoyancy, the light, the joy. It's going to be okay if there's that, but I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to pay too much attention to it, and I'm not going to put my energy into that currency, that frequency of fear, the fear of being disliked. So I'm welcoming the love, and I'm going to be okay if I'm disliked. And the final thing that I'm welcoming and really wanting to encompass and embody in this new decade is trust. Trust. And, we can use different words like, to have faith, to be able to surrender, to be able to really understand and believe at a whole other level that everything truly is working in my highest good. And so with trust, that means being open to receiving love, being open to new possibilities, being open to opportunities. My coach, Hannah Khan, who is a mentee of the late Bob Proctor, will often say that you can measure what you'll lose, but you can never measure what you'll gain. And so having that trust that in moving forward, in taking new steps, in saying yes to opportunities and expansion and more love and more abundance and more incredible things, that you will be able to gain that that which you seek, because we can often hesitate and see all the things like, well, I might lose this, I might lose that. And we can always count the things that we have the possibility to lose in our lives. But unless you take that step, unless you're open, unless you trust, you can never see what you will gain. And so that's definitely something that I'm going to really feel into more as I enter my 40s. And something that I'm going to read again from The Seed of the Soul really resonated for me, and it's in the study guide part, but it's more into that intention, right? Looking more to, what we are going to expect, what is the thought behind what we're doing. And so it says, when an intention comes from your heart, it brings the energy of your heart into your action and creates experiences for you. Okay, so when an intention comes from your heart, it brings the energy of your heart, right, love, into action, and it creates experiences for you. And when your intention is not from your heart, from fear, it brings fear into your action and it creates your experiences. So when it's coming from the intention of fear, it's creating those experiences. But when you have the intention from your heart, from a place of love, it creates experiences for you. So you really have to be aware of what you are feeling and what you're thinking in order to recognize the difference, right? Because when we're talking about love, your heart, it's open, it's accepting, it's creative, it's grounded, and it feels good, right? It's not a big ball of stress. It's relaxing. And on the other opposite end of the spectrum, fear is impatient. It's righteous, it's closed off, and it's defensive, and it hurts, and you can't tolerate differences. So when we're thinking about love and your heart is inclusive, and your fear is the excluding. So your heart keeps you in touch with the whole. And that truly is this journey that we're on. This is life, right? So just to keep that in mind, our open heart means that we are clear and grounded and that we're inclusive. And so as I welcome trust into this next chapter, I want to do it with an open heart from a place of love. So those are the things that I'm inviting. Those are the things that I'm welcoming in this new chapter of my 40s, welcoming more love and self-love, being okay with being disliked, and trust. And then on the flip side, and we've kind of touched on it in some of these readings, but when I look to my 40s, things that I don't really want to be putting energy in, things that I'm going to be more aware of, and not focusing on are guilt, regret, and perfection. Okay. And I think we can kind of loop these all in. And I talk about guilt a lot. And even in just doing polls on Instagram and sharing experiences with you, where sometimes these things creep up on us, right? Still, I see responses that so many of you still feel so guilty when even considering doing things for yourselves, when even considering taking that pause or incorporating more care for yourself in your days. And so as I enter this new decade, I invite you to come along with me in releasing guilt, because it truly is a wasted emotion. And those feelings of guilt, like we're just saying, like they're coming from a place of fear. But when we can really peel back that layer, right, become aware of it. And honestly, like it still creeps up with me from time to time. And so if I am having that guilt or that mom guilt feeling, I come back to like, okay, so is what I'm feeling, is this real? Is this true? Is it true? Like if I'm feeling, am I a bad mom because I want to go to this Jillian Harris event in Toronto? Is it true that I'm a bad mom for that? No, it is not true, right? What is that truth, or what is it that I want to believe? Well, I want to believe that I am a patient, loving, kind, present, compassionate mother, and the time that I spend with my children is really loving and caring and makes an impact in their lives. Does it have to be 24/7? No. No. And so I'm not going to put a lot of energy into guilt. I'm going to recognize it. I'm going to be aware of it when it creeps up, but I'm going to create these truths and really live into these affirming qualities that I want to embody as a person, as a mother, as a leader, as all of the things in my life. And so when those feelings of guilt creep up, I'll be able to replace it with these truths that I want to embody. So, sayonara guilt, check you later, have fun. You can stay back in my 30s and my 20s and back there, because my 40s, you are not welcome. And that goes for regret as well. It's so interesting. An interview that I'll be sharing soon with the brilliant and beautiful and incredible Marissa Teeter. She shares an interview that she had with Wayne Gretzky. So definitely stay tuned for that. But he's famously quoted for saying, "I skate to where the puck is going, not to where it has been." And like, wow, like what an incredible analogy for our life. And as wonderful as it can be to look back on memories and enjoy the moments that we've had and feel grateful for the experiences that we've had, I think to sit in remorse and regret truly is, again, it's wasted energy. And so, looking to things that I have perhaps regretted in the past, taking the lessons and taking the learnings and understanding that this is all for my growth. This is all for me. This is happening for me as part of my journey. We are here as beings. Our souls have come to this journey to learn, to heal, to expand. And so these things that happen that maybe are happening that we didn't want it to, or we didn't expect it to, or it's not something that we had hoped for, instead of regretting these experiences, I'm going to choose to look at it from a different lens, to choose to find the lesson and the learning and the growth from it, and to feel the emotions, feel the sadness or the hurt or the pain, but really see through to what is happening for me on this journey. And I hope to instill that in my kids and in my family. And if you're listening, that you do the same. And even just with my middle child, and coming home from a hockey tournament recently where they lost the final game and they came home with a silver medal. Of course there were tears. Of course he wanted to win that game and be victorious. And I think that's amazing. I think caring and wanting to do good and wanting to win is an amazing quality. But looking at it, and instead of regretting it, instead of really looking down on the experience, we went through like all of the wins, and what did he learn, and what is he proud of from that experience, and the entire time that we were away. And so showing my son that we don't have to regret the experiences that didn't go our way, but that we can learn from them and we can grow from them. And now in a few weeks, we will be heading to another tournament. So we'll see if that growth can really be applied in how he's moving forward with all of the things that he's doing. So goodbye, regret. Hello, learnings. Hello, lessons, and hello, blessings in this new chapter. And then the last thing that I've been working on for a little while, but I think is really time to totally say goodbye to, is the notion of perfection. And again, it's something that I share a lot about. In the Juggle is Real Authentic Self-Care Planner, in a lot of the episodes that I've shared and experiences that I've had. Wanting and striving for perfection has really hurt me in so many ways. It has held me back. It has stopped me and didn't allow me to move forward on things that I was really passionate and excited about. So that I would say, like, on inauthenticity, holding myself back, waiting until everything is perfect, waiting and waiting and waiting, and is not even procrastination. It's like the holding myself back in pursuit of perfection, apologizing for, not doing good enough or not being good enough. Like, that is all behind me. Okay. That is in the rearview mirror, because I will be more aware of it now. I know it. And, consciously I'm aware that perfection is the thief of joy. However, I really want to embody it and know it at a deeper unconscious level. And so I'm going to read one more little piece from this beautiful work of Gary Zukav in The Seat of the Soul, um, because I think it really just like brings this all together, and it shows us like through this chapter, which is on trust. This is part of the study guide, that we really, really need to release what is not serving us, to open up to love and to light and to all the beauty and the learnings that we will have in this life. And so, what Gary says is that trust in the compassion and wisdom of the universe takes root in clarity, humbleness, forgiveness, and love. Okay. And so moving down a little bit, it says that to develop emotional awareness and responsible choice, to choose love instead of fear, to grow in joy and freedom, to create authentic power, we need to trust, right? All of the gifts of spirit appear in our lives, such as other humans with open hearts. A world of harmony, cooperation, sharing, and reverence for life calls to us because we were born to bring that world into being. And so these things that I'm saying I'm going to release, I hope that are more aware of it, and you can start to become aware when it creeps up for you, as we welcome these things, the more love and trust, and being okay with who we are, our true and authentic selves. Whether you're turning 40, whether you're a little bit older or a little bit younger, or a lot older, a lot younger, I mean, it's all relative, right? But I hope that me sharing this has been helpful for you. I would love to know though, like, what are you welcoming more of in your life? Or maybe what are you going to release after hearing this and after listening to this episode? You can always reach me on Instagram. You can slide into my DMs. My handle is Andryanna G. That's ANDRYANNAG. There's also links in the notes for this podcast episode. My email address is in there, so send me a note. I would truly, truly love to hear from you. And you can also leave a review in Apple Podcasts to explain maybe some of those takeaways that you've received. I can't wait to share more with you. I can't wait to give you the rundown and the play-by-play of this incredible event that I am going to be attending on my birthday. I wish you so much love. I'm so grateful that you to share this time. You were open to receiving the information that I was sharing, and know that it's coming from the intention of love. I can't wait to see you here for a new episode of The Jekyll is Real. And until then, take good care.